Yo, what's happening guys, and welcome back to a brand new Modern Warfare video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why Modern Warfare is the best Call of Duty ever. Now, I know you're sitting there like, King, what the fuck are you talking about here? You've been sitting here making videos about why the game's trash and the game's dying, and skill-based matchmaking sucks. Why are you making a video entitled Modern Warfare is the best Call of Duty ever? Well, I've decided to make this a two-part series. For those of you guys who have been following the channel for a while, I've said from the very beginning this has the potential to be the best Call of Duty ever, and in this video we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about what's actually good about Modern Warfare and why it does have the potential to be the best Call of Duty ever. Now, I'm also going to do a follow-up video, why Modern Warfare is the worst Call of Duty ever, which I feel like it's kind of like a little experiment for me. Usually when I make negative videos, they get way more views than my gameplay videos and stuff like that, and videos covering updates. So I just want to kind of test this out. Modern Warfare is the best, Modern Warfare is the worst, and I want to see which one actually gets the most views and comments, just as a little personal experiment. But let's hop straight into it, guys. Drop a like in the video if you guys think Modern Warfare is the best Call of Duty ever. Dislike it if you don't, and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you like and dislike about Modern Warfare. Once I make Modern Warfare is the worst Call of Duty ever, I'll leave a little link in the top right hand corner so you guys can check that one out too. But hopping straight into it, my first experience with Modern Warfare was on the closed alpha, or the open alpha, whatever, in the 2v2 gunfight. Now, at the core of Modern Warfare, I thought it felt amazing. Now, if you guys didn't hear about this, they actually won an award at the Game Awards for having the best audio, which it's no fucking surprise, dude. Whenever somebody calls in a VTOL, or somebody's walking around the corner, it's pretty damn loud. The audio for weapons, and the audio is beefy. It does sound really, really good and satisfying. So we'll cover that from the start. The game has got really, really good sound. Now, also, the game actually, in my opinion, looks really good. It looks a lot more realistic. It's got really nice textures in the game. I think from a lighting standpoint, graphics, animations, all that kind of stuff, basically everything aesthetic about Modern Warfare is really, really pleasing. I think that's one of the things that makes it unique and makes it have the potential to be one of the best Call of Duties ever. As somebody who's a fan of boots on the ground Call of Duty, I was actually really happy to see Modern Warfare come back. It's worth considering that on PlayStation 4, the only boots on the ground Call of Duties we've had is World War II, Black Ops 4, and Ghosts. Now, taking into consideration that the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 had much lower capabilities, it was 30 frames per second in COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 and 2. The performance of this game obviously sets it apart from those games a little bit, which does give it that unique potential on console. Now, Modern Warfare introduced a couple of new features this year. My favourite feature that Modern Warfare has added is Gunsmith. I think it's really, really cool that you're able to customize your weapon. Certain attachments make you have better recoil, but there is a bit of a trade-off, where obviously, like, if you have a bigger magazine, you get slower reload time or slower ADS speed, just to kind of like give everything an advantage and a disadvantage. I think that's a really, really cool idea, and it's definitely, in my opinion, one of my favorite additions to the game, because it gives us all these really cool things like blueprints, which obviously for gameplay content creators, making videos on all these different blueprints, there's always lots of different stuff to try out, and that is a really, really cool system. Now, while prestiging, a lot of people would prefer it to officer ranks. I do think there's some positives to officer ranks. It gives you something to constantly do. I know that the challenges have been a little bit bugged out, just in general, but the amount of challenges and the amount of officer ranks that you can go through, it actually gives you a lot of stuff to do. Now, Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty ever to do crossplay. Again, there is advantages and disadvantages to that, but the fact that you can play against your Xbox buddies or your friends on PC and everybody's all brought together, that is one of the better things that Modern Warfare done this year. Now, skill-based matchmaking, I hate it, but let's look at the positive side of it. If you're a brand new player coming into Call of Duty for the first time ever, and you don't want to be completely destroyed by people who've been playing for over 10 years, the game's got skill-based matchmaking, which will help new players, which, let's be honest guys, is like 90 or 95% of players, are just not really that sweaty. So maybe for some people, skill-based matchmaking actually makes the game really fun. So that is definitely worth taking into consideration. Now, talking about the weapons a little bit, I feel like the weapons are super satisfying to use. A combination of the sounds, how the recoil feels really bulky, and generally like the way the animations are with the weapons. It feels like you're holding a real gun, sounds like a real gun, and obviously with all of the customization that you add to it, killing people is very, very satisfying in Modern Warfare. The hit marker sounds and the headshot sounds are really good, and just the actual visual hit markers that you see on screen are really satisfying to hit, which also leads into sniping a little bit. I think sniping for a lot of people is really, really fun in Modern Warfare, especially in the larger maps. Sniping this year is really, really easy. It's got aim assist, and in modes like ground war and stuff like that, there's not that much bullet drop to compensate for. So if you're a sniper player, if you love Battlefield and stuff like that, and you're used to kind of sitting back with a sniper rifle, you might actually love Modern Warfare sniping. Now, speaking of Ground War, it's the biggest game mode we've ever had in Call of Duty, except for Blackout. But in an actual team-based game mode, with 5 domination flags, Ground War is the biggest game mode ever. I know a lot of people actually love Ground War more than multiplayer this year. I do think there's other reasons for it, apart from Ground War being, you know, very good and very fun. I do think that it may be, you know, a little bit not so fun on some of the 6v6 maps, but it's fair to say that Ground War is pretty popular, and it's definitely cool to play Call of Duty on that large scale. Now, kill streaks are actually back in full effect. Now, I do personally like kill streaks. I know a lot of people like score streaks. I think the kill streaks in Modern Warfare are really fun to use. Everything from the cruise missile to the VTOL jet, the chopper gunner is really fun to use, AC-130, even the advanced UAV is back. So I think the kill streaks in this game is one of the standout, one of the most fun things in Modern Warfare. And as you guys can see, raining down in hell with a chopper gunner is honestly a lot of fun, and it gives me sort of Modern Warfare 2 vibes. Not to mention that you can get a tactical nuke for going 30 kills in a row without dying with your gun. So for me, that's always really fun to go for, and it makes it really, really tense when you're in a high kill streak, knowing that you can get a nuke and possibly end the match. And obviously for me, upload a YouTube video. Now, Modern Warfare this year has taken a much different approach to DLC, which is a really good thing. Obviously in Black Ops 4 and the last couple of iterations of Call of Duty, we've had a supply drop system, which was completely egregious, and it was basically gambling for weapons. There was no clear direct path to weapons. With Modern Warfare, they introduced a new battle pass, which this time around has got the Ram 7 on screen and the Holger 26, which are pretty obtainable for most people. If you are willing to put in the game time, it takes about 24 hours or so of actual in-game play time to get the Ram 7, which probably is a lot better than spending thousands of dollars on certain weapons in previous Call of Duties. Now, the PS4 exclusivity has been toned down a lot in Modern Warfare. Usually it would take a couple of weeks for Xbox and PC to get the map packs and stuff like that, whereas all maps and all weapons are getting released at the same time on every single platform, which is a really big step forward for Call of Duty and Activision. That, as well, is one of the best things Call of Duty has done this year, and going forward, whether you like or dislike Modern Warfare, at least we have set a precedence that, you know, we're no longer getting aggressive microtransactions, and the game is actually pretty fair in that respect, at least. Now, basically, the last little thing I want to talk about is the outplay mechanics and stuff that I think is cool about the game. Now, Black Ops 4 had a lot of outplay capability, and it's arguable that this game, it's much more difficult to outplay people. But there definitely are some things that you can do. I do like some of the movement in Modern Warfare. You can do things like jumping straight around a corner and do an extra little jump while super sprinting. Obviously, super sprinting is a new addition. There's sliding, which is slower than Black Ops 4, but you can camera with it by sliding up to objects and boxes and stuff like that and peeking straight over it. There is a new mounting mechanic, which allows you to get zero recoil on any piece of cover. So there are certain ways that you can outplay people. Jump shotting, crouch spamming is very, very powerful in Modern Warfare. So it doesn't always feel like a point and click game. I do actually like the slower time to kill as compared to Black Ops 4, because it allows you to take out multiple enemies at once. In Black Ops 4, I struggled to take, 2 or 3 people out with one clip of my magazine. In this game, you could probably take out 5 people in one magazine if you're AR, if you're accurate enough, and that is definitely a really, really good feeling. If you are playing solo, there is always the potential to outplay people with, sliding, jumping, crouching, drop shotting, and also you can just completely laser people with the really high headshot multiplier. So going for headshots is actually a lot more powerful in Modern Warfare, and although it can have its disadvantages where you can accidentally melt somebody by hitting a random headshot, I do like the fact that if you are accurate enough and go for headshots, you can effectively take out a full team by yourself, and even if you don't have the best teammates, there are things that you can do to actually swing the game in your favor, even if you're playing solo. But yeah guys, off the top of the head, that's what I really like about Modern Warfare. Now, I'm going to be completely honest here with you guys. I pretty much got this video to near enough 10 minutes. If I got this to 10 minutes, I'm probably going to get the other one to 20 minutes. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. I'll try and get it up in the next day or two, why Modern Warfare is the worst Call of Duty ever. But anyway guys, I want to hear your opinions down in the comment section down below. Is it the best? Is it the worst? Let me know what you like and dislike about Modern Warfare. If you guys are brand new, I do lots of discussion videos like this. Go check out my channel. Drop a sub if you do enjoy the content here. Like I said guys, do drop a like in the video. It helps out tremendously. And yeah, until next time guys, this is King. Good luck and Peace out. Yo, I almost completely fucking forgot. The campaign was fucking lit, bro. It was actually a really good story mode. The realism that the Modern Warfare has brought into the game, which some people like and some people dislike. I guess that's a point in itself. Realism, if you like realism, you like Modern Warfare. But the realism in the campaign was really awesome. It was a really good story. And yeah, it was really good to see Captain Price back. So really nostalgic, but also brand new, fresh, and really fun to play through. And also, they brought back Spec Ops.